Anyway, speaking of presentation, did you have any thought on that match that I just glossed over quickly?
I don't have too much more to add to that.
Good, because the big part's coming up that we were presented to Miz TV. Yeah, Miz. So who was it? Punk called MJF a less talented Miz.
Right.
I think Miz is a less believable MJF. He does kind of the same thing, only he's actually been lucky enough to leech off the wrestling business and sucker the people in the WWE into paying him a fortune of money for the last 15 years or whatever. So he's got the reality show, a big house, and a wife, and he travels all over the world, etc. But he's doing a sports entertainment promo, and I just feel MJF more than I feel Miz.
Miz is playing a role. MJF seems like he really is that dick.
Yeah. And also it's because we've seen Miz doing this for 15 years now, and I never liked it to begin with. But the fans, he says, relate better to Rey Mysterio because he's a loser and they're losers and blah, blah, blah. But did you notice this whole reason that this was out there and some of this verbiage happened because they wanted to tease Cody? And I bet you that it was not because they were yanking the fans' chains, so to speak, as much as to whether they just wanted to see what would happen if they did. Think about it that way. Miz has found a new tag team partner to go against the Mysterios with him. And he comes from a fighting family. And he's a celebrity, whatever, a couple of other things. He's dashing. Did you hear anybody in the crowd go, ooh, or a big pop or a rumble or a ripple or anything?
You heard maybe a little bit, but I don't know how many of those fans there picked up on what he was doing, but I also don't know if he was really delivering those lines for those fans.
Well, I'm telling you, I know how they work, and I think they might have said, go out there and drop it, just see what happens in front of our people. And yes, there was a murmur. But in an AEW crowd, that line would have fucking blown up.
Absolutely, 100%.
Because they're the smartest of the smart, and they're looking for that kind of shit. So that tells me that perhaps this does not bode well in terms of the WWE crowd. Apparently is not as salivating at the opportunity to see dashing Cody or Cody in this tease like it would be if it was going the other way around. I think that maybe they said, oh, go and tease that. Let's just see what the people do. It was not a big reaction. There's still two definite fan bases and camps as relates to the supporters of these companies. Anyway, so here comes Mysterio and Dominic out now to interrupt this. And does anybody look more uncomfortable and out of place? He tried to speak. It was rehearsed. He looks about 14 facially. I know that it's hard when you're getting pushed like that early, etc., but he does not seem comfortable, and let's put it this way. He does not have the second generation genes of old Braunsteiner. It just doesn't look natural to me. And did you pick up on this, Brian, that Rey Mysterio said, well, that outsider can go back to where he came from and give the WrestleMania spot to somebody who deserves it, before Miz had actually said it wasn't actually a wrestler?
As if they were told backstage to go test this out and see what kind of reaction you're going to get.
So anyway, Miz finally says no, because my partner is going to be social media megastar Logan Paul. So now it's an accomplishment to be a social media megastar.
Hey, I got to be honest with you. He's a bigger star than all three of those other guys.
Well, no pun intended, but yes, he is, because as soon as he came down there, the first thing I wrote down was he's as big as both Mysterios put together.
He looks more like a wrestler than every single, including The Miz, than all of them.
I know. I'm thinking, because I've seen clips of him and his brother doing the boxing stuff or whatever, and they're on YouTube, and I could give two French fried titty fucks, right? But I didn't realize he was a giant. Or was it just the people? Because Dom's full grown, isn't he? Well, I guess he was same height as The Miz. What's The Miz, 5'11"? So, yeah, so Logan Paul, here he comes. He looks like goddamn Andre. And Dominic calls him a jackass. And I thought, at that point, I thought they're mistaking their celebrity crossovers. But he accepted the challenge for the tag match. And then the heels just jumped on the Mysterios and just beat them up. And continued to beat them up. And kept beating them up. And with impunity, giving them, Logan Paul gives one Miz's move, and then Miz gives him his. Nobody tried to help. Nobody tried to stop it. It went on forever. And the both Mysterios just went down from the broad arm from behind and stayed down for the whole beat, didn't fight back. So the Miz, physically unintimidating as he is, and his giant celebrity boxing partner just kicked the shit out of these two baby faces and left them laying there and celebrated about it. And not only could the Mysterios do nothing, but nobody gave a shit to try to come and break it up. Boy, I want to see that match. Do you?
I don't want to see the match. I will say, though, and again, this is one of those things where I know you don't follow this stuff, but Logan Paul is a pretty big star amongst people. When you say people who, follow social media, every kid, everyone's on Snapchat and TikTok. It's the big thing.
Oh, don't say those words like you know what they mean.
Well, my kids are on them all day. I do know what they mean. But he's a big star to them. He's a bigger star than all of the wrestlers, including Mysterio, in there to the general public. He seems like he's into it. He is obviously athletic. He has a little bit of credibility because him and his brother have been challenging fighters and boxers and all sorts of people. And clearly he's over, what was he, 6'2", 6'3"? He's a big guy.
Gotta be.
There's something to be done with him. And it's funny, all these celebrities are coming in, they're taking it more seriously than the wrestlers. Bad Bunny, whatever you want to say about him, the guy's doing stuff, he's training, he's trying. He's a little bigger than some of the guys there. Now this guy.
He's bigger than Reggie, I guess.
I think they should get rid of the wrestlers and just start hiring celebrities. Wouldn't that be so much easier for their business model? Just fire all the wrestlers or release them, they're not employees, and hire celebrities who are just looking to do something on TV.
You
didn't say it was a bad idea.
I think that's what they're doing. And I honestly don't know who needs the most help, Brian. I don't know whether it's the writers of this stuff for thinking people want to see it, or whether it's the viewers of this stuff that need somebody to talk to after they finish watching it. But they're spreading depression and dejection with this programming. Who can we talk to, Brian, about this?
Who can we talk to when the WWE is spreading dejection and depression?
Yes.
I think in a situation like that, you don't just need help, you need better help.
We need better help than we've been getting, and that's why you go to the folks that'll give you better help, and those are the people at BetterHelp.com. Folks, if there's something interfering with your happiness, like watching wrestling on television, if there's something preventing you from achieving your goals, like watching wrestling and talking about wrestling is preventing me from eating my peanut butter blossoms, BetterHelp, no matter what your problem, will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist in under 48 hours. Professional therapy done securely online with a broad range of expertise. And it's available worldwide. From Maine to Spain, Bangor to Bangladesh. Wherever you are, you can log into your account anytime, send messages to your therapist, and schedule weekly video or phone sessions. No uncomfortable waiting rooms. If you're in an uncomfortable chair, it's your fault. You're in your own house. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matchups It's easy and free to change therapists if you need, and it's more affordable than traditional offline therapy because BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. If you get off social media and stop watching wrestling, that's a good start. But visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily. Join the over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. When you go to BetterHelp, that's HELP, BetterHelp.com/JCE, you're going to get 10% off your first month's services. BetterHelp.com/JCE. That's a special offer for just my poor beleaguered listeners that need somebody to talk to after watching all this confusing programming that we have to see every week.